Hey guys, Problem1701 here, and today we are going to be discussing the symbiotic relationship between classic Doctor Who and modern Doctor Who. Now, real quick, I meant to upload this the other day, and I accidentally uploaded my reattempt to watch Fury from the Deep again by mistake. I don't know quite how that happened. I'm usually really big on double checking the videos to make sure the proper one gets uploaded. I think I just did a lot of videos that day. And then when I went to upload the proper video, I realized I'd already deleted it. Wile E. Coyote. Super genius. So I'm just going to re-record it. I do want to give a quick thank you to a couple of my subscribers. Nathan Smith, he's the one who pointed out in the comments. He basically wrote on there, wait, I'm confused. And then I double checked the video, and that's when I realized I'd uploaded the wrong one by mistake. So special thank you to that. And I also want to give a thank you to another one of my subscribers, Rob A, the old mongoose. He's the one who gave me the heads up that the Series 8 Steelbook had become available. And living in the States, it's really hard to import right now with everything that's happened in the past year between Brexit and COVID. Amazon UK doesn't ship over here right now for a lot of their stuff, so really the main way to get it's either eBay or Zavvi, and Zavvi sold out fast. Like, I managed to get my pre-order in, and then when I checked back just a little bit later in the day, it had already, the listing was gone, and then when the listing came back up, it was out of stock. So I did manage to get my pre-order in, and I probably wouldn't have if he hadn't given me a heads up, so I want to give him a special thank you for that. Now, moving along, we're going to talk about the symbiotic relationship between classic Who and modern Who, and how each one at this point helps the other exist where it is in the pop culture lexicon in 2021. Now, of course, the obvious one is how classic Who is responsible for modern Who, and how classic Who affects and impacts modern Who. And there's different parts that play into this, like, for example, modern Who probably wouldn't exist without classic Who. So, I mean, it's automatically going to owe it a debt right there, because it probably wouldn't. And even if classic Who had never existed and modern Who had come along in 2005, it would look drastically different, because so much of modern Who is still based off of stuff from classic Who. You know, the TARDIS looks like a police box because that was a cost-saving measure for classic Who. The interior of the TARDIS in the new series is still very indicative of how, indicative's not the right word here, it still reflects kind of how the TARDIS looked in the classic series, especially with the console, having that round-shaped console. It still takes nods from the classic series, including with the roundels and stuff on the walls. Even the modern series in TARDIS interiors still reflect classic Who to an extent. The Doctor's character, how the Doctor is very eccentric to one degree or another. That's definitely impacted from classic Who. His sense of dress sometimes. His villains' designs, the Ice Warriors, the Daleks, they would look very different if they had never existed in classic Who. So without classic Who, modern Who probably wouldn't exist, and definitely wouldn't exist in the form that it does now. The whole concept of regeneration might have never actually been invented. We would have just had that one season with Eccleston, or maybe a sequel, or maybe Eccleston and Tennant, and that probably would have been it. Now, that's pretty much kind of easy. Yeah, modern Who wouldn't exist without classic Who. Duh. But let's look at it the other way around. Really, if it wasn't for modern Who, classic Who wouldn't be enjoying the renaissance it's enjoying right now. Really. Because so many classic Who fans are fans who started as kids with the modern series. I mean, there's still a lot of us, you know, old school guys who started with classic Who. We're still here. But there's so many people on YouTube I see who are big Doctor Who fans who started watching the modern series when they were little. And the modern series, you'll notice I don't really call it the new series much. I don't call it New Who, because the show is 16 years old now, so it's not like new. I call it the modern series. It seems more appropriate. The fact is that New Who is so old now that people who started on it when they were 5 or 7 or 10, they're grown now. You know, they're adults. And a lot of them love this show so much and this lore that they have gone back and embraced classic Who. So not only has modern Who helped Doctor Who as a whole, but even classic Who has grown in popularity and grown in fans because of this. I love watching some of the people on YouTube, like Council of Geeks and Wingy Media, because they don't just talk about and watch the modern series, but they go back and watch the classic series as well. I love Jess's video on Seska Says. I love watching her reactions, and I absolutely adore the fact she's going back and going through. She's going through Classic Who as well. So Classic Who is also more popular because of that. And here's another really big way to get this point across. Without the modern series, do you really think we'd be getting the classic series on Blu-ray? Do you think Doctor Who would be at that popularity level in the pop culture lexicon, where we would be getting these beautiful, beautiful Blu-ray box sets? Because I'm going to be honest, I don't. I don't think Doctor Who would be popular enough that they would be putting the money into these things. And we wouldn't be getting all these wonderful behind-the-scenes specials. We wouldn't be getting these wonderful updates to the graphics. We wouldn't be getting these wonderful transfers to Blu-ray. There's no way that we would be getting Doctor Who, the collection, without the modern series reinvigorating the Doctor Who brand. Also, we wouldn't be getting the animations, I'm sure, as well, and the limited edition steelbooks. We just wouldn't. So think how many stories that we've gotten back through animation we wouldn't have. We wouldn't have Power of the Daleks, where we could watch it, or the Macra Terror, or Fury from the Deep, or the Faceless ones, even some of the older ones like the Moon Base and the 10th Planet. A lot of these would still be missing or partially missing. So without the modern series bringing in a new, at this point probably a couple of new generations of Doctor Who fans, Classic Who wouldn't be enjoying this resurgence in popularity, and wouldn't be getting the tender loving care that it deserves. Also, another way the modern series, I think, will be indebted to the classic series in the future is eventually I do think the modern series will come out in the collection range, and that's because of the popularity of the collection range, which is due to the popularity of Classic Who right now. These box sets are so popular, they sell out so fast that the BBC has to know their money makers. And so I do think eventually we will see the modern series come out in this line, which could be why they're pumping out the steelbooks so fast. Another video on that coming soon. And that I do think the modern series, when it starts getting the collection treatment, which I figure will be around 2025, that'll be the 20th anniversary of the Series 1 of the new series, which would be a good time to get it out. I do think it will be indebted to Classic Who, because that's what got the collection range popular in the first place. So what do you think of the symbiotic relationship between Classic Who and Modern Who? I do firmly believe that in 2021, they both are indebted to each other. The modern series owes Classic Who for its very existence, and Classic Who owes the modern series for bringing in the new fans that have made it relevant again and kind of gotten its popularity back up. What do you think? Comment down below. I always enjoy interacting with you guys. This has come out a little more of a ramble than I wanted. It's been a very long day today. Other things to do: click the like button, click the subscribe button, click the bell for notifications. I do have a Patreon page that I've started. If you would like to contribute to that, it helps me do things like import these Blu-ray sets here and these steel books, which I definitely appreciate. But most importantly, stay safe out there, and thank you for watching.